Bacalhau à Brás. This is the dish that Cristiano Ronaldo has spoken about as a true comfort food from home. It comes from Portugal, where salt cod has been a staple ingredient for centuries. The name references Brás, a tavern owner in Lisbon, who is credited with creating the recipe in the 19th century. The dish combines shredded salt cod with thin fried potato strips, scrambled eggs, onions, and olives, all brought together in a pan until soft and golden. The salt cod used in Portuguese cooking is dried and preserved, giving it a deeper, more concentrated flavor than fresh fish. For Ronaldo, who grew up on the island of Madeira before moving to Lisbon as a teenager, this dish carries the kind of warmth that only food from childhood can hold. Milanesa Napolitana. This is the meal Leo Messi has repeatedly named as his favorite, and it is about as Argentine as a dish can get. At its base is a thin cut of beef, breaded and fried until crisp, which is the Milanesa. The Napolitana version adds tomato sauce, ham, and melted cheese on top, finished under heat until everything melds together. The original Milanesa came to Argentina with Italian immigrants in the 19th century, adapted from the Milanese style of breaded veal cutlet. Over generations, it became deeply embedded in Argentine home cooking. Messi grew up eating it in Rosario, and even after decades of living in Europe and experiencing the finest restaurants in the world, this is the dish he returns to. Carbonara. Kylian Mbappé has spoken openly about his love for this Italian pasta, and it is not difficult to understand why. Carbonara comes from Rome and is built on just a few ingredients: pasta, cured pork, eggs, hard cheese, and black pepper. The technique is everything. The eggs and cheese are combined off the heat to create a silky coating sauce without scrambling. No cream is used in the traditional version, despite what many restaurants outside Italy suggest. The dish likely emerged in Rome in the mid-20th century, though its exact origins remain debated among food historians. What makes it stand out is how something so simple, done with care and the right timing, produces a result that feels far more refined than its ingredients suggest. Rice with peanut sauce. This is the dish Lamine Yamal grew up eating, and it connects directly to his roots. Yamal was born in Spain, but his father is from Equatorial Guinea, and peanut-based rice dishes are a cornerstone of West and Central African cooking. The sauce is made from ground peanuts cooked down with tomatoes, onions, and spices into a thick, savory base that is spooned generously over rice. Across different countries, the recipe shifts slightly, with some versions adding vegetables, fish, or meat. The peanut gives the sauce a richness and depth that is hard to replicate with anything else. It is everyday food in the truest sense, the kind of meal that does not need an occasion. And for Yamal, it clearly represents a connection to family and heritage that goes beyond football. Butter chicken with garlic naan. Erling Haaland has talked about this dish with genuine enthusiasm, which surprised some people given how disciplined his diet is known to be. Butter chicken, or murg makhani, was created in Delhi in the 1950s by a cook named Kundan Lal Gujral, who combined leftover tandoori chicken with a smooth spiced tomato and butter sauce. The result was something mild enough to appeal to a wide range of palates, while still being rich and deeply flavorful. Garlic naan, the leavened flatbread cooked in a tandoor oven with butter and roasted garlic pressed into the surface, is the natural companion. Together, they became one of the most recognized meals in Indian cuisine worldwide. For Haaland, a player who monitors almost everything he eats, choosing this as a favorite says something about just how satisfying it is. Kushari. This is the dish Mohamed Salah grew up eating in Egypt, and it is one of the most distinctive street foods in the world. Kushari layers rice, lentils, and macaroni in a single bowl, then tops everything with a spiced tomato sauce, crispy fried onions, and a sharp vinegar and garlic dressing. The combination sounds unusual at first, but the layers work together in a way that is filling, complex, and completely unique. The dish has roots going back to the 19th century when Egyptian cuisine absorbed influences from Indian, Italian, and Middle Eastern cooking during a period of significant cultural mixing. Today it is sold from carts and small shops across Cairo and beyond, eaten by people from all walks of life. Salah has mentioned it as a taste of home that no amount of success or travel has made him forget. Risotto. Neymar has named this Italian rice dish as one of his favorites, and his preference leans toward versions made with seafood, which reflects the coastal Brazilian palate he grew up with. Risotto comes from northern Italy, particularly the regions of Lombardy and Piedmont, where short-grain rice varieties like arborio and carnaroli have been cultivated for centuries. The cooking method is slow and deliberate, with warm stock added gradually while the rice is stirred continuously to draw out its starch and create a creamy consistency without any added cream. The result is dense, smooth, and deeply savory. It is considered one of the more technically demanding dishes in Italian cooking, not because the ingredients are complicated, but because the process requires patience and attention that cannot be rushed. Couscous. This is the dish Achraf Hakimi was raised on, and it sits at the very heart of Moroccan culinary tradition. It is made from semolina wheat rolled into tiny granules and steamed, producing a light, fluffy base that absorbs whatever is placed on top of it. Traditionally, it is served with a rich broth and slow-cooked meat or vegetables spooned generously over the top, with the grains soaking up all the flavor from the sauce. It has been eaten across North Africa for centuries and holds such deep cultural importance that UNESCO recognized Maghrebi couscous as part of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2020. In Morocco, Friday couscous is a long-standing tradition, where families gather after midday prayers to share a large communal dish together. For Hakimi, who has spent most of his adult life living and playing across Europe, this is the meal that keeps him connected to home.